So Ford recently revealed the horsepower of the 2024 S650 Mustang. We've got the horsepower numbers for the EcoBoost, the GT, and also the Dark Horse, which was a very exciting time. But if you're considering the S650 Mustang, there's something you should know about, because this trim level does not get one of the important features that is kind of expected of the Mustang. Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So in today's video, I want to talk about something that is not sitting right with me, but I can kind of see why Ford did that. So if you are in the market for the S650 Mustang, buckle up, because this is going to be important for you. So as the S650 Mustang was being launched back in September, we had some concerns where, either we're going to get rid of the engine options like the V8 and turbo 4s and all of that, and also the manual transmission, because that is something Dodge has been doing. They announced they're going to go completely EV for the next gen Challengers and Chargers. So we thought Ford might follow the suit, but Ford came out and they said they're going to offer the V8, they're going to keep the manual transmissions, which was really good for us enthusiasts, because we were this close to losing the V8 manual combination expected from a muscle car. However, that may not be true for all the trim levels for the Mustang, unfortunately. So when the S650 Mustang was announced, we knew we were going to keep the 5.0 Coyote engine, revised for the Gen 4 Coyote basically, and also the EcoBoost, which would have improved performance and miles per gallon coming from the 2.3 liter turbo 4 engine. Ford basically did not give us any EV option, which is what we kind of wanted. We weren't ready for the EV Mustang just yet. Now here's the kicker. Ford said that while the GT and the Dark Horse models are going to be getting the manual transmission, so in the GT's case, we're going to get a revised MT82 transmission, and for Dark Horse, we're going to get a Tremec manual transmission straight from the Shelby and the Mustang Mach-1. Now with the EcoBoost Mustang, Ford said, unfortunately, there's going to be no manual transmission offered, period. Which kind of sucks for people who just wanted a base Mustang with a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine and a manual transmission with a really good tuning potential. So Ford said basically there wasn't enough demand for the manual transmission, or the takeaway rate wasn't as high as Ford would have expected coming from a pony muscle car basically, because I think it kind of makes sense, because enthusiasts want manual transmission, and most enthusiasts looking for a muscle car are going for the V8. So the EcoBoost or the base Mustangs have always served as someone who needs a cool car, who wants to look like they have a cool car. And don't get me wrong, the base Mustangs since 2011 and up are really good bargain, because they make 300 plus horsepower and they've got tons of features. So it's nothing to, I used to have a 2006 Mustang GT with 4.6 liter making only 300 horsepower. So those Mustangs make more power than the V8 I used to own. But in the end, that is the demographic, that people who want just the entry-level Mustang, they're not really opting for the manual transmission. They're not, hardcore enthusiasts, or they just want something that's convenient, that just works, and that's the automatic transmission, where you're commuting, you're daily driving the car, you don't want to hassle with the manual transmission. That's part of the reason I got the automatic GT here, because I'm commuting, I'm daily driving this car. I won't have to deal with the manual transmission. If this was my weekend car, things would be a little bit different, but for a daily driven car, I just chose the practicality over a little bit more fun rolling my own gears. So basically, Ford said there's gonna be no manual transmission, not even a premium, not a performance pack, nothing. And if you just want a manual transmission, you would have to kind of go up to a GT or a Dark Horse. Now, what concerns me, another thing that I want to mention, is the pricing. So right now, Ford was able to kind of get a base Mustang in with the manual transmission, and I think around $27,000 or so for a completely stripped out model. Now, the fact that they're going to be taking away the manual transmission, and automatic transmission tends to be like about $1,500 option or so, that would mean the EcoBoost base pricing is actually going to go up. We were already anticipating a price hike for the S650 Mustang because of the part shortages, and just being a new generation, it's got an improved interior. While we're not a huge fan of the Tesla type of interior tablets being on the interior of the Mustangs, that's pretty much the route everyone's going with. So Ford is actually investing heavily that even the base one is going to have 2 screens. They're not going to be joined together, but still going to have 2 separate screens, and all that stuff kind of costs a lot of money. So we were expecting the price to go up by default, but now that the manual transmission option is not going to be there, we're probably going to see the base Mustang probably starting closer to $30,000, which kind of defeats the purpose of an affordable pony car. So I'm curious to see what Ford is going to end up doing with the pricing of the Mustang EcoBoost, because what really attracted a lot of buyers was you could get a base Mustang for $25,000, $26,000, and there were so many rebates on top of it. So when I was getting the GT, or like a couple years before I was getting the GT, I was considering EcoBoost, and I could get them for $22-21 all day for a base model. So with the price hikes, I wonder if that's going to be as good of a value. Like, I know Mustang EcoBoost has a little bit of hate associated with it because it's not a real muscle car and it's a 4-cylinder. But nonetheless, I think it's a great value, and the value kind of came not only from what's packed in the platform. Basically, the chassis is really good, the 4-cylinder turbo has a good tuning potential, and also the pricing. Because if you put the GT 30,000 above, no one's really going for the GTs. So I wonder what Ford is going to do now with the pricing, because if they can still manage to come around 27,000, 28,000, I think it's still going to be a good bargain. But if Ford is getting closer to 30,000 mark on these Mustang EcoBoost without a manual transmission options, things might be a little bit difficult. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below, what do you think about manual transmission not being offered on the Mustang EcoBoost? And as always, subscribe to Red 50 for more Mustang content.